We shot at his mommy, now he don't mention me. If you have proof that this man or his gang actually shot at another person's mother, why would you not use that in court? It's only going to make that so much stronger. Get people like Charlamagne Charlamagne the guy, Charlamagne the fake, Charlamagne the fraud, out of our way to speak for so-called black people. This annoys me. Y'all really don't know how the legal system works, do you? It's behavior like this that really make me believe that so-called black people, specifically black Americans, we are our own worst enemy more so than any other white person is in 2022. Oh yeah, Diddy got a podcast. Man, welcome back to another episode of the Ruling Class Podcast. And of course, I'm your host, Diddy, back up in this bitch with another video. And if you're new to the show, please know that I'm thirsty to grow and to drink some of this water. You can help me out by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. And that's all I ask. But don't worry, I'm going to give you a sec to do that to help me out. I appreciate you. So listen, for those of you who don't know, and I feel like a lot of you may know this already, but popular hip-hop musician and rapper Young Thug and his artist, Gunna, and a slew of other artists and affiliates of the YSL music label were indicted on conspiracy to violate the RICO Act and street gang charges back in May of this year, right? They were claiming it is being accused that they are not a music label, but instead they are a street gang instead, you know. So since that indictment in May, there have been like a whole lot of different information that have come out over the months, including witnesses that they have, proffers, in other words, like another form of a snitch in the YSL group. There have been all sorts of additional gun charges that have been, you know, added to the case on specifically on Young Thug. It's been all sorts of things going on, right? Well, it was just announced either late yesterday or early this morning that the prosecutors on the case will be bringing forth 300 witnesses, you know, for the trial that is scheduled to begin sometime next year, right? Well, the Breakfast Club decided to cover the story. And I want you to take a listen to how Charlamagne specifically decided to go about this story.
All right, well, prosecutors are looking to call around 300 witnesses in the upcoming YSL RICO trial. According to Fulton County Prosecutor Adrian Love, they told the judge of their plans during a hearing that was yesterday, the trial that involves Young Thug and Gunna, as you know. It's going to start on January 9th, according to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Now, witnesses have become a recurring topic of conversation. Prosecutors filed a motion in July stating witnesses claimed they were being intimidated over their involvement. They were fearing for not only their own lives, but for their families' lives if they testify. One witness, who has been identified as a YSL associate, was placed in protective custody in August after a document and part of a cooperating witness's statement was leaked online. Now the state has grave concerns about the safety of that named witness and other potential witnesses in this trial. According to a tweet from Atlanta Objective reporter George Chidi, the state plans to call those witnesses, and he also said that they think that this will require 3.5 months. And George from the Atlanta Objective said, "This is why I keep saying that the public discussion focused on lyrics misses the point. There is a lot of evidence in this indictment. Very little changes if the lyrics were not being used as evidence, which is why I think the DA should consider setting them aside. It's not that the use of lyrics isn't a public policy question. Plainly it is, but it isn't the kind of public policy question that will change the outcome here."
Now, this is a Charlamagne the God conspiracy theory. I have no legal backing at all, or no legal education. I don't believe they have any case. And I believe that the 300 witnesses is a bluff that they're trying to call just to see if they'll take a plea or something. You tell somebody, hey, I got 300 witnesses that's going to testify against you, and then you hope that they cop a plea in the case. I don't believe they have anything.
Well, there's also 28 defendants too.
I don't even know what that means.
There's 28 defendants, like 28 people with Young Thug and Gunna.
Got you.
Fighting for their freedom.
Yeah, I don't believe they got no case.
300 is a lot of people. I have 300 come and speak on that stand. That's a lot of people. I agree. I think they bluffing to see if they take a deal.
That's right. If you say you got so much evidence, why you need 300 witnesses? If you got so much evidence.
I mean, look, this is going to be 3.5 months. I don't know what those witnesses have to say, you know.
I don't believe they exist. That's just my personal opinion.
And I still don't know how they still have Gunna in there. Like, how was Gunna? They said Gunna wasn't involved in any violent activity.
They trying to make him fold.
Why is Gunna still there?
Yep.
Now, Charlamagne, DJ Envy, and any other American, we are entitled to our own opinion. Any other human, we're entitled to our own opinion. All right, so let me set it up front. They're entitled to say what they really believe, what they think about the case. But here's my problem with these people, bro. So, first of all, y'all really don't know how the legal system works, do you? Clearly, you don't know how the legal system works. So, let me just give you and just educate you just a little bit on somebody who, I don't have a degree in law, but I just, earned my master's degree in public service. And in the process of earning that master's degree, I had to take a few law classes, right? And not to mention that I've worked at a law firm for the last year and a half. So being that there are many different forms of law and things of that sort, I'm not claiming to be an expert on it, but let me just give you a little bit of insight on this, how this could be playing out and why this may come off as kind of crazy to the average person. So first of all, when you hear 300 witnesses, yes, that sounds absurd. That sounds like a lot of people. I would agree that that's a lot of people. But it's not really a lot of people when you're talking about a RICO charge. 28 people indicted. First of all, let's say you just have 10 people per person. That's almost 300 people right there. That's not a lot of people. That's not a lot of people at all. But that's not even my biggest problem with this audio. The reason this video won't be too long, but the reason why I wanted to cover this audio is because this is my problem with so-called black people on these mainstream platforms. Let's say that you really believe, let's say Charlamagne really believed what he just said. Let's say DJ Envy, who's second what Charlamagne said, let's say that they really believe this. Here's my problem. I'm never going to let this analogy go. Let's say that we have a person who's been accused of inappropriately touching children, the most innocent beings in our society. And that person is on case, on getting ready to go to trial, and information like this comes out. Are you going to come out and say, I think that the prosecution is bluffing? No, you're not going to say that. You know why you're not going to say it? Because you're just hoping and praying that this person is indicted. You're just hoping and praying that somehow that they can make whatever it is, whatever evidence that they have, whatever case that they have stick, so that this person can be held accountable, so that they can be held to the fire. You don't want to speak something like that into existence, because who knows who may see this video, who knows what bright ideas you might give to the defense when you put something like this on a massive platform. Not to say that the lawyers, for Young Thug is not already thinking this or are not already privy to the ins and outs of how cases work, of course. But still, when you go on a major platform and you're giving ideas out like they could be bluffing and I don't think they have a case. It's a freaking RICO charge, bro. What about what they're being accused of? We're not holding these people accountable. They're saying that these people allegedly had hands in murders, drug distribution, illegal gang activity. Is there any more that needs to be said, bro? And you might say, somebody want to hop in the comments and say, well, they're not saying that they should be let free. No. But they're talking about how the case, they don't think they have a case. It's a RICO charge, bro. And you have kept up, just like we've kept up, Charlamagne, with some of the information that have been let out. They say they have proffers, people within their own gang. Angela Yee just said in her own words, like in this same clip, about how people have to be put into protective custody because their identification has been released. It's been made public that they're going to be testifying against the gang. What are you talking about? It's been alleged that there are several members within the YSL, crew that's telling on them. You think if these people were stand-up citizens, law-abiding citizens, you think they're going to be indicted on a RICO charge? You think Young Thug is being set up? All that stuff they have set up against him? You think they're making all of it up? You think that they're stretching it out, reaching? Yes, it's a state RICO charge and not a federal RICO charge, but let me enlighten you and educate you on something else. Let's say Young Thug somehow, which I don't see this happening, because we're not even talking about the additional gun charges that they have against this man. Let's say that somehow that this man is able to scoop through the loopholes and escape being indicted on and face and do no time. I don't see it happening, but let's say that happens. He can still be indicted all over again on a federal level. On a federal level. They can try him all over again for the same charges. What are you talking about, man? There's all sorts of evidence that these people have between YFN and YSL the crew. Yes, the lawyers have to get into the courtroom and have to prove these things, but you think they're bluffing? And let me just clear something else up too, because I don't know why this is even a stretch or hard for you to be able to even fathom this. But when you say something crazy like, and if you have so much evidence against them, why do you need to bring 300 witnesses? What? What does that even mean? We have this information and we have this amount of evidence over here, so let's just use the bare minimum because that should be enough. No. Whoever goes into anything like that, ever, you want to use as much evidence as you can. You want to include and provide as much evidence as you can to make this stick, to add more additional time, to put these alleged criminals, despite how much we love their music, put them behind bars. These people are being accused of being responsible for, I believe she said, more than 60-70% of the gang and the criminal activity in Atlanta. What are you talking about, bro? Are you kidding me? Why would you not include witnesses because you have a massive amount of evidence over here too? Right? The reporter makes a great point that, hey, maybe you shouldn't use lyrics because you have so much evidence. But even with that, no. If you have, just like she said, if you're going to rap about criminal activity and crimes you've committed in her county that I also have evidence to prove that you've done, I'm going to use that. Duh. We shot at his mommy, now he don't mention me. If you have proof that this man or his gang actually shot at another person's mother, why would you not use that in court? It's only going to make that so much stronger. Get people like Charlamagne Charlamagne the guy, Charlamagne the fake, Charlamagne the fraud, out of our way to speak for so-called black people. This annoys me. I don't care that he says he don't have any legal backing. Why even get on the legal platform and say something like that out loud? They're saying that these people committed crimes, man. Y'all don't sound like y'all want them locked up. You're not sounding like you're for justice. I think they're bluffing. I don't think they really have a case here. What? Why even speak that into existence? I can't stand you people. If that was Kanye West being accused of the same things, Charlamagne got to be the first one to raise his hand and be like, lock him up, throw away the key. Lock him up and throw away the key. Kanye West can come out and say words, and you can call this man a Nazi. You compared him to Hitler. Hitler wasn't a Nazi or wasn't just an evil man because of the words that he said, not just because of his thought process. It's because of the things that he did. It's because of the things that he had done. You see what I'm saying? Nazis weren't Nazi just because of things that they said. It was things that they actually did, right? Their actions. Their evil actions. You call Kanye West a Nazi, bro, because of words that he said. Really? But then on the same tune, you'll come on a national platform and speak on people who are being accused with evidence of committing all sorts of heinous acts in the state of Georgia, in the city of Atlanta, and come with talking about, I don't think they have a case. What? You people disgust me.
Oh yeah, Diddy got a podcast.